So this is Brigadier versus Jlafet. So I guess they allowed, interesting. So let him proceed. Vultus proceeds, okay. So now we're going to see Brigadier versus Jlafet. Brigadier is the Italians, and Jlafet is the Indians in this matchup, right? So in this particular situation, it's going to be a pretty interesting battle, because I think I have seen my lion's share of Italy versus India's before, and from what I can tell you, typically it really comes down to what the Italy is doing, because I have seen some very powerful Italy shipments that have sort of given me some problems there. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting to watch here. But on the other side of things, I think India can usually, well, wait a second now. So, now that I remember correctly, typically when I'm India against Italy, I have been able to pressure my opponents pretty well with the set poise. Like, keep them pressed enough and annoyed and maybe taking out a few bills, and then by the time I hit age 3, then how it's typically cleans them up. I just remember that fact, because I didn't think a lot about India versus Italy, but now that I remember it, I think India usually does pretty well against Italy. So yeah, consider that. Alright, so anyways, what is Italy doing down here? Italy is using their architect to build the structures for free, well, at least to a certain extent. And then when you need the building to be built faster, you have to do the finished building ability in the UI over here. And then you have to pay up the rest of the wood costs or the gold costs of the building to have it be done at normal speed. And what you do is you get a market in age 1 is Italy, and you constantly keep queuing up market techs. So you get your hunting dogs. You can also get steel traps because you get access to your eco technologies in age early. So yeah, that's good. And that's important because researching technologies as Italy gives you free villagers. So the more market techs you can get early on as Italy, the more free villagers you get to your economy, right? Because Italy does not get villager cards. They don't. So really the way you beef up your villager economy with the boom early on is going to be through these market techs. Go hunting dogs, gang saw, placer mine, the 2 vill ones, then steel traps, amalgamation, log flume, get all those. You should be golden with the vill boom, right? So that means Italy instead will send capitalism, which is a gold trickle card. It's what some cities like the Ottomans use for their fast fortresses, so it is a pretty reasonable shipment to use, right? Yep. So it looks like Brigadier is getting a Lombard with his architect there. So he looks like he's going for maximum Lombards right now, yeah. Very interesting. So, yep, there's a reason why he's getting those Lombards now. It's because he wants to run some of the financier cards in his deck and be able to get a ton of free resources out of those shipments. Yeah, that's what he's mostly banking on here in general. So, Lombard 1, he's going to get a second Lombard, and then he's probably going to get a third one here with Monte di Pieta. Gives you a Lombard, and then it sticks 600 gold in all of the Lombards, effectively giving you a huge churn out of food and wood, which is quite nice. So yeah, that's what the Italy will be playing. Now let's see what India's up to. What did India end up building here? So the India is going for a Tower of Victory. A Tower of Victory. I have never seen that before. What is this Jlafet doing, man? A Tower of Victory. That's a unique one. I'll be honest, that's really unique. I have never thought of that before. So what do you get with Tower of Victory? You get crates of wood for the Age Up reward. And then the Tower of Victory itself is basically a ability-based building. When you use the ability, it boosts up your unit's stats, makes them stronger, because they do more damage. So, yeah, that's basically going to be what I think this India wanted here. Was he wanted to go with his wonderful Tower of Victory ability here so he could get some more favorable fights. Which I think, hey, that's pretty interesting, you know? Absolutely. He's going flail elephants. Wait a second now. Where's he got a castle? How did he get a castle here? So he built a castle? Oh, he got a castle. I have never seen this build before. He's going to go Flail Elephants out of a castle against Italy. Whoa. And then he's shipping in 5 sepoys. This is interesting. I have never seen this of India before, so let's watch this one very carefully. Flail Elephant push. That is something. Yeah, so basically these Flail Elephants, if you didn't know, they're actually a siege trooper, so they're really good at, like, they do 80 damage with build, which is insane. Plus they do splash damage in melee, about 2 splash, and then they have multipliers against skirmishers. So, they're pretty decent against things that Handcap are good against, plus they're monsters at siege. So he's going all out siege rush on the Indian-Italian town center. Ooh, booty de baba! Booty de baba, look at that DC. Bing bada boom. Okay, so he's gonna go Minutemen. Obviously, Minutemen will do multipliers against these elephants because they are siege troopers, but the TC does go down. Look at that. TC does go down. TC has gone down, right? And now it looks like he is retreating with his elephants because he's gonna wait for those Minutemen to lose their HP, it looks like. And the Minutemen do clean up all the sepoys. So now what do? He's gonna add in Sawars. Because Sawars are not siege troopers, and they can actually, you know, handle these Minutemen a bit better, right? You know, obviously, if Italy was doing a Pavasiers, they would completely melt those as well and smoke them. Yeah, that's pretty good. Quite nice, actually. Alright, it looks like Italy did get his Basilica out with Fafuzi, so that is done. Right? We're building Lombard number 3, and had enough wood to actually get another town center. So, that went pretty lucky for the Italy. They was able to replenish his town center. But it did burn through a bit of his wood stockpile that he was planning on getting through his financier cards, right? Absolutely, no, yeah, that definitely stung a bit there, I think. Because he planned on using that wood for something else now. But unfortunately, at this point, now he has to, basically cope with that loss of stuff, yeah. So the Flail Elephants will now flail down that market. It's got Sawars on top of the Vills. Oh, he's punching the camels with the villagers. Look at that, he's knocked one of them out. KO. Humna. Humna. Big stinky camels. Yeah, look at the big stinky camels. They went down. Insane. Insane there, yeah. Is the town center firing at these Ellies? Yeah, looks like it is. This flail is almost down, actually. So how many Flail Elephants is he on? So he's got 2 of them? Oh, wow. He lost a lot of elephants there. Interesting. So now the India's going to switch pretty much on to Sepoy. Is that right? Yep. Okie dokie. Then 700 wood's coming in too. Very nice. Okay, so the Sepoys are going to come down and probably take a shot at these Vills, which I think would be a good way to apply some pressure. Italy still, because they had a good stockpile of food, were able to get their fortress agents still, which is pretty good. Now they're going to get the Adventurer, which is going to give them free Pavasiers to deal with these Sepoys. So Italy is getting a nice comeback now. The comeback kid. So that's going to actually be pretty interesting here. Yeah, big time. Big time. It's quite nice, actually. Alright, more musketeers coming in. Quite nice.
Comandi? Pronti!
Comes the Pavasiers. And then again, Lucan Financiers. Very good. Alright, so Pavasiers should be able to help kite down these Sepoys, right? Yep.
Commandi.
I want to see what the India's up to, because the India sort of went for a full push here with the set poise, so they got... No, so they got no more siege elephants, so it's really just set poise spamming at this point. Yeah, it's really going to come down to good micro from the India player to make sure that this mass doesn't become an issue. Especially considering Italy has upgraded veteran muskets, so their stats are a little bit up overall, I would say. Well, the range HP is actually the same. The range attack's slightly more, so maybe it's not as complicated there, yeah. Force logging, got a nice medium trickle there now, very good.
Adesh?
India also got their batch of the Ramaliyats out using diplomatic intrigue on their consulate to be able to afford it. Basically to afford the alliance, making only 25 export instead of 100.
Engine?
Ooh, nice. So Italy made a very powerful move. They went to industrial age so they could get the Brigadier here in age 4 skirmisher. You can see these skirms are quite good because they actually can use their trumpets to stun enemies during combat, giving the army that they're in a huge advantage there. So that should be quite nice. Going for guard on the halberdiers. Interesting. Or is he? So India's finally going to X3 now. That's important. Taj Mahal. We got another Taj Mahal tonight. I have never seen Taj Mahals ever be used reliably in 1v1s before. So I don't know what this is all about, actually, this whole Taj Mahal thing. The Victory Tower, too, that's like a total shocker to me. Those are two wonders we never see, folks. We always see Shamanar Gate, Karnamata, Agrafort in that sort of order. Not in that sort of order, but really any order. But definitely not those two. Begs to differ what are these people thinking, man. Yeah. Big time. They could be onto something, but I just don't know yet. Alright, so got the free Papal Guards with the Papal Guard age up there is Italy, so those will be very powerful against Cav. More Brigadiers coming in now. Yep. Oh, I see he's firing there. Wow, I didn't even notice that. I was like, whoa! Oh, good move there. But here comes the Arumis from the backside now. He's going to slap him on the tail with his whip. His little sword whip. Amla, amla. Here comes the Arumi swords. Quite nice, yeah. But unfortunately, these Brigadiers are just too powerful at this stage, so he had the GG. Yep, unfortunately. Unfortunately. So let's go on to the next match now. Interesting. So it looks like Italy. Oh wow, we're seeing another Italy from Brigadier. It looks like. So I guess they are allowed to use it again after their second match. It looks like, yeah. Interesting. I didn't know that. All right, yeah. So we got Italy again. Gonna be setting up their market, right? They got their market up. Gonna be getting great coat furs and then hunting dogs. So getting as many market techs as they possibly can, because every tech you research is Italy gives you a free villager. So you gotta get those market techs as fast as possible here to get the most maximum economy as you can with Italy. Right. But the difference now is the opponent is British. So the British have a lot of interesting stuff that they can do. The main threat you're gonna have is Brits. The Brits are gonna be able to manor boom like crazy, get manor house after manor house, usually around age 2 or so. And then eventually they're going to be creeping up on you with 20 plus villager count. So it's really critical that the Italy tries to get all the techs that they can, so that they can get their own free villagers and try to go tit for tat. It's usually what you want to try to do here. Also, in this situation, definitely the army that Italy will be dealing with is a bit different. So this Brit will just go super duper musket spam. Ideally out of 2 or 3 barracks, possibly even a stable of hussars. I don't necessarily know in this matchup if Italy will get a window to go into an industrial age and get the Consigliaries this time. If they do, it'll be a miracle. Otherwise, I think Brits will be able to keep them on their toes. So, yeah, a lot of interesting stuff there. So what are we seeing with this Brit deck? So you do have 3-vil, and then you have infinite 2-vil in case you get an extra shipment. So STD, standard. We got longbowman, musket, crates, vils, upgrades. Okay. This looks like a deck we've seen quite commonly for a lot of people. So that looks pretty normal. That's Italy. 1v1 rush. Looks like this Italy might go more aggro. Might play Musketeer or Pavesier right out of the gate. Very interesting. So they're already building up a Lombard. And they're going to might build a second Lombard. Who knows what's on the recipe at this point. But, yep, they're definitely cooking towards an aggressive build here from the looks of it. So they're going to be going up with the Governor. 200 gold in the tower. Same with the Brits. They'll also be going Governor. They always go Governor as well, so that's good. So yeah. Yeah, I expect it to be Musketeer versus Musketeer here in the initial phase. At least that's what it seems like. That's what it's pointing at. So, yeah, that should be pretty good. We'll see how it is, though. Okay, Architects have built a second Lombard over there. Whereas the Egypt gets them necessary gold and tower in that spot. Very nice.
Yes. Ready.
Alright, so the Explorer is going to get the 70 gold there, it looks like, right? Very nice.
Yes. Commandment.
Some wood. Got a Fuzi, so he's gonna get a free Basilica there as well for Italy. Right there. And what does he build now? Okay, so he's getting a barracks in that spot, looks like max. So is the architect gonna try to build the barracks? Looks like he is. Most odd, yeah. Going Fast Fortress into Adventurer. Very, very interesting. Will he add, oh no, I thought I was going to add Advanced Politicians, but now he's going Monte de Pieta, it looks like, yep. Should be quite nice. Now, the Brit is expected is going to go double barracks musket, so I'm going to play heavy push on them. But it is sort of the initial phase now, so not a ton of manor houses yet. So how many are they on now? 8. So 8 extra vills. This is the 600 wood card, right? So they should be able to add another, probably like 3 or 4 onto the stack. Up to like 10, 11, 12 extra vills. So that should give them a pretty good score over the Italy for a certain amount of time. That's kind of what they're going to be crunching towards here. Yep. Barracks is coming up from the architect, it looks like, yeah. Brit is Still doing double barracks musket, it looks like. Yep. Upon the siege up, the Italy will gain paviciers again, so those will be good against the encroaching muskets, which are already here. If you look over there. Let's see if we can defend this properly, though. Here comes the paviciers. This block. Yep, alongside these muskets here. Very good. He's gonna be shipping in some stuff over there, right? Yep. Here comes the Black Company. So you got about 5 Black Riders and 5 Armored Pistoliers. Some really powerful mercenaries there for the Italy side. Whereas Brits are just going to keep going musket, musket, musket. Right now they got about 34 muskets. And now they're going to pivot in a stable for Hussar as well. I think Hussar is probably not going to be too useful. You probably just need more muskets, personally. Yep, because you're going to be dealing with a ton of shooting units that are in skirmishers, so Hussar is really going to be kind of flat here. And especially with those armored pistoliers, you need a bigger stack of muskets, so the armored pistoliers splash attack does not decimate you too early. Yeah, that's a huge concern, I would say, here, definitely. Also, you got the Broken Lands Company, the Albanian Company here too, so you possibly might have to be dealing with Streletsy and Bosniaks as well, which could be dangerous. Here comes the Falcons from Italy, though. Let's see if they can protect them. They should be able to. I think he has enough anti-cal to protect these cans. So it looks like Brigadier does up here his muskets and veterans, so they're going to be a little bit tougher than these guys right now. Falconets do target the stable, right? That's mainly what he's going to try to get down, I think. GG, well played, congrats. Yeah, not bad. Pretty good there with the Italy. So it seems like twice in a row, series-wise, we have seen somebody coming back as the Civ they won in the first game and clinching it in the third game. Very fascinating.